Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. I'm kind of breaking out of what I was planning on talking about today, and I wanted to talk about kind of just the idea of being overwhelmed and how to overcome that. In a prior episode, I talked about being mind flooded, and I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but I've been dealing with it directly for the past couple days, and I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I'm starting to be a little bit on the tail end of it, but it's still very much affecting me. The past probably 4 days or so, I've been trying to be productive, and it just wasn't working. It's Wednesday as of recording this, and I'm looking at the to-do list I made on Sunday, and only half of the things are done. So it's like, what's going on? What can I do to fix this? What can I do to make this work? And from direct experience over the past couple days, sometimes it's not a problem that can be fixed in the traditional way. Sometimes it's a problem that just needs to be endured, or in the very least recognized. And then you can kind of, once you understand that you have something going on, you can work around it in a particular way. And that's really kind of where I've been for the past couple days. It sucks, but you know, that's what it is. I think maybe it was the change in the weather. I got my first vaccine shot last Friday, so maybe that was affecting me a little bit. And like, I feel like I'm kind of coming out of the clouds a little bit. And really, I mean, I was talking to my buddy Shaka Panda yesterday, and I think one of the big things for me, not in the past, but in the future, I am going to be running the 2-hour album challenge this weekend. After that, I have the game jam. So my April is like pretty booked, and it's kind of mentally taxing to run all these things and make sure that they get run correctly and properly, and that everybody is represented and everybody has a chance to contribute to the challenges. And, you know, it's a lot of effort, and it's entirely possible that I'm kind of shutting down right now to reserve energy for this weekend and for the game jam. And honestly, the game jam is a lot more hands-off thanks to Itch's website, but it's still, you know, you have to be present, you have to be available, and it's, you know, something that I need to keep my eyes out for. And it's very easy for me to just completely burn myself out. And I'm so proud and happy of the 2-hour album challenge community for, you know, submitting 66 songs last time, but it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do if it's like 70 or more this time. It'd be awesome if it was, but it's also so much work. So we need to figure out a better way of handling that and automating some of that stuff. But that's, you know, something you can only do and iterate as you learn. Like, when I was initially doing this challenge, we were only getting, you know, like 20 submissions or maybe 30 submissions, and that was handleable. But now it's getting big, and that's great, but it also means that we need to change the format a little bit, I think. So that's on my mind. And it should be on my mind between the challenges as well. So I can work on iterating and trying to clean up the process, but it's tough. So yeah, I've been dealing with this kind of oppression lately, and this kind of feeling of being overwhelmed, and I'm not really fully sure as to how to deal with it. I spent some time doing game development yesterday, working on Pandemonium. I've spent time just trying to clean up some of my stuff, submitting music to Spotify playlists, which mixed success. That should be another topic I talk about at some point. And I've just been trying to deal with, you know, this lethargy. And I'm not entirely sure if I have the right way of doing it, but really, once you recognize that it's happening, I think that the best thing that you can do is just to recognize that it's happening and just try to move along with it as best you can, because it's not, in the past, I felt like it's something that you should fight. You should combat the depression and the feeling of being overwhelmed, and you should just try to fight back. And it's like, unfortunately, that can be a losing battle most of the time, especially if you're alone and by yourself doing it. But if you have help, either like a therapist or medication or friends to talk to or something like that, that helps a lot. But sometimes you just gotta recognize that it exists, and you gotta just work with it, work within the boundaries of what you have. And I am trying to do that right now, and I feel like I'm coming out on the other end of it, but it's just been really weird, because I love being productive, and I think that being productive actually makes me happier. But sometimes I'm just not able to find the energy to actually do that. And it's like, why? Now I'm just complaining. I'm not actually giving advice anymore. So yeah, like, I think that you can try to push against it. But if you come up against a significant level of resistance, like I did this time, I think that the best way to do that is recognize that it's something that's happening right now, and to just do your best to work within those boundaries. And to be mindful and aware of it, because if it continues to happen over the course of like weeks, then that's definitely something that you need to seek help for. But if it's just like a temporary thing, like, I've been feeling kind of crummy the past couple days, like maybe I caught some kind of bug or something, but it wasn't strong enough to really like put me in bed for a couple days, and it's just kind of messing with my brain, or maybe it's depression, or maybe I'm just working to save my energy for this weekend, because it's a big task to handle. Like there's a lot of reasons why this could happen, but once you recognize it, and once you understand that that's what's affecting you, I think it's easier to manage. So yeah, I mean, that's really all that I had for this one, but I really wanted to talk about it because I mean, I've said this before, but depression and that kind of stuff is real sneaky, and you don't really know that it's affecting you until it's been affecting you for a couple days, and you just realize it's like, oh man, the last couple days have been a blur and I haven't done anything useful. And that's kind of where I've been. And once you realize it, I think that that's kind of the first step into overcoming it. Because then you know what you're up against, or at least you know that you're up against something, and then you can kind of prepare on how to get beyond it. So I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this topic several times over the past, couple of years that I've been doing this, but it's also like one of the most prevalent issues that a lot of people experience. And I want to make sure that it's like properly represented, because it can come in all different types of forms, and it can really sneak up on you, and then all of a sudden it happens. And I feel like every time I talk about this, it's kind of a different brand, a different genre of being overwhelmed or depression or whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, I hope these help. Like, and relaying my personal experience with it is helpful on my end too. Like when I was talking with Shaka yesterday, that's kind of when I realized it's like, oh yeah, I have the album challenge this weekend, and I have the game jam after that, and I mean that's a huge mental load, and I've got to make sure that I have the right mental state and enough energy to properly manage that. And I don't know if I did before, but I think I do now. I'm looking forward to my stream this evening. I don't know what it'll be, but it's the start of the 2-hour track challenge season 15. So hopefully it's a good one. You guys will know before I do, or at least before you hear this. So yeah, that's all I have. Thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter, and thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and if you are participating in the 2-hour album challenge, I wish you very good luck. the theme, which I just selected a little bit ago, I'm really excited about. So I think that it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll see you there. Take care. Be remarkable. All that other stuff. Almost forgot my outro. See ya. Be remarkable.